Hey there, it's Thursday afternoon and I'm going live again. So I'm Leslie Dories and I am the founder of Foundations Coaching and the creator of the Hero Husband Project. And today I'm talking about a word that most of us don't like to hear, and that's the word no. I was recently asked by somebody who's about to be a brand new dad about how I thought or what I thought about the idea that one should never tell their children no. And by the wide-eyed expression I got on my face, like, you've got to be kidding me, he got the point. Nobody likes to hear the word no. Not our kids, not our spouses. I'm going to tell you, I don't like to hear the word no. And I'm actually in marriage a big proponent of saying yes as often as you can, because sometimes you have to say no. And we don't say no for a lot of reasons. We don't say no because our partners aren't going to like it, or they're going to get upset, or they'll pout, which is really, by the way, not a very adult thing to do. And if you're going to be married, you really should be an adult. And, no is hard. We feel guilty when we say no. And it isn't even necessarily that somebody else makes us feel guilty. We don't want to say no. But if we don't say no, what's going to happen is we're going to cause greater problems. I talk about not making concessions, which means not agreeing to things you don't agree to. And a lot of times we do this for a really good reason. We want to be supportive. We want to help our partners fulfill their dreams. But we can't do it at the cost to ourselves. And in every relationship, there are deal breakers. There are things that we absolutely have to say no to. And we need to be able to do that without feeling guilty. So one of the ways is to figure out, why am I saying no? Just going back to the kids example, I remember that sometimes one of my kids would ask me something and no would pop out of my mouth immediately before I'd even thought about it. And that really is not fair to them. And so are you saying no because it's an inconvenience? Are you saying no because you haven't really thought about it? Or are you saying no because that's in alignment with who you are? We can do all kinds of things that are inconvenient or that aren't comfortable. And that's really okay. If it's really just something, maybe I don't know how to do it, so I don't really want to do it, so I'm going to say no. Those times aren't really good no's, because those are times when we can make it not about us. It can really be about the other person. But sometimes we do have to say no. And for many people who are married, monogamy is one of those things where people go, yeah, we're not really going to share each other that way. Or if that's not you, that's great. But for many people, monogamy is a no. Not being monogamous is no. And that's a deal breaker. For a lot of people, they say, cheating. I do know that people can survive cheating. It's not fun. I don't recommend it, but it's survivable. But it's usually better not to do it. Sometimes no is about moving. Sometimes no is about your partner taking a job that requires travel. And sometimes no is, I don't know, about other things. Or in my particular case, no is about mowing the lawn. My husband used to point out all the women in the neighborhood who would mow the lawn, and my answer was, and your point would be what? I don't care if every woman on the planet mowed their lawns. I hate lawnmowers. They terrify me. I'm not mowing the lawn. So that was a hard no for me. And so we have to be clear about what are the no's. And in that example, that really was about fear. There are some other no's that are really about, things that we're not comfortable with. And it's okay to take a look at those to figure out, is this something that I can't do, or just something I don't know how to do, or I'm not comfortable doing? And that's why I say there should be more yeses than nos, because no's, nobody likes to hear no. It does a little damage. And also, if we're clear about why we're saying no, because we matter. And what matters to us has to be part of the relationship. If we give in, if we say yes when we really don't want to, that's when we sow the seeds for resentment. And our partners may not even know it. I once worked with a couple where he said his wife made him live in Baltimore for 12 years. I said, what? She tied you to a chair and put a gun to your head? What do you mean? But he didn't tell her, no, this was not okay with me. And it ended up creating a real problem for them. And so being able to say no is about being able to say yes to who we are authentically. And the most healthy relationships are made up of two people who know where their limits are, who are willing to say, that doesn't work for me. And if it doesn't work for me, it isn't going to work for us. And so hopefully this has been helpful. Hopefully I've added some information to you, and hopefully I've taken away some of the guilt about saying no. So thanks so much for being here. And if you have any questions, just stick them in the comment section below, because I will get back to them, because I'd love to hear where you get stuck, maybe when you're trying to say no. So happy Thursday afternoon, and I'll see you next week.